Welcome to day 6 of the Daily Doodle December Challenge. I'm Stephanie Hahn from Calm and Creative Studio, your host. And before we begin doodling each day, I like to pause for 3 deep breaths together so that we can begin from a place of calm and groundedness. You can close your eyes or look downward with a soft gaze. Relax the body. And inhale deeply through the nose. And let the breath flow out through the mouth with a big sigh. Releasing tension in the body with the out breath. And then inhaling again through the nose. And out again through the mouth with a sigh. Letting go of busy thoughts and worries. One last time, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Letting go of anything else that's ready to be released so that you can be fully present as we begin our doodling together today. Today's doodle is quite a simple pattern. We're just doing scalloped bumps. And they could have been more evenly spaced than that, but if you've been following along, you know that I embrace wonky and asymmetrical. So you see each row of bumps connects with the center of the previous row. So this is the pattern. Letting your jaw, shoulders, face be relaxed. Let your mind be quiet. Don't worry about trying to keep all the bumps the same size. It looks fabulous, even if it's uneven, asymmetrical. Then I'm going to go and put a little dot in the center of each. So sort of a half a dot if it's hanging off the edge. I put the dot what I would call center-ish, not necessarily exactly centered, in each of the open spaces of the bumps. So today, I will be using a different medium or tool to add color. I will be using pencil crayons for the first time on this page. But I'm noticing that as much as I said my plan was to experiment on this demo page, I am falling into a bit of a pattern. I have favorite colors going on Thursday, Friday, and back on Monday. I have to admit, I do quite like the multicolored brights. So that's what I'm doing again here today. But I'm using pencil crayons instead of markers. So I have 6 colors that I've pre-selected out of my quite inexpensive collection of pencil crayons that have like a huge number in the set. I'm randomly coloring in. Oops. I'm randomly spreading the colors, or I'm attempting to, on the page. And I'm using, pretty childlike approach to get the colors nice and bright. I'm just pressing firmly to get vivid, even layer of color. You could try to be fancier and do lighter and darker across the doodle, or even within a section of the doodle to create some shading and depth. But I'm going for super simple, bold and even color. Listening to the sound of the pencil crayon on the page. Letting that sound soothe my soul. Letting it target my awareness on the present moment to help me be mindful. I talked about this yesterday, but I'll mention it again, that I am trying to keep the pencil moving as much as possible. Trying to get into flow and not overthink where I'm going to place color. I will admit, when I selected this shade, I thought it was going to be lighter pink. And I am rolling with what is. It's not what I would have chosen if I had done a test scribble, but that is okay. So because this page is about experimenting, I'm challenging myself to use different tools in the different squares each day. And then that provides me with an opportunity to learn, to experience what it's like to play with a particular supply, and then decide how I feel about it. And I will say that this experiment with pencil crayon is interesting because it's definitely more work than it would have been if I had colored in with the markers. And I have to admit, I quite like the clear vibrancy of the markers compared to the pencil crayons. The pencil crayons are giving a more dull appearance. But I love that I learned that. Doesn't mean I won't use pencil crayons. Again, I certainly will, but I do love the markers for these small little tiny spaces. So I'm going back in now with colors that I've already used, adding quite a bit more yellow. I'm being okay with, there's two oranges side by side. Here's going to be two oranges top to bottom. Because in the end, once you have tons of color on a page, I find it always looks amazing. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. So I'm just catching myself, not wanting to do purple there because it is right beside the purple. But when you put so much color down on the page, it becomes almost impossible to not have anything touching. I could have used more colors. So I could have stopped when it was just black and white. I could stop right now. But I am going to go back in because I love some sparkle, particularly at this time of year. And I'm going to go back over the black dots with silver to zhuzh it up a little. This is a Jelly Roll gel pen. Spelled G-E-L-L-Y, Jelly Roll. Well, there's a couple that I didn't color. Got all one over here too. So maybe for these doodle sessions each day, you're moving quickly and just whipping out your supplies and getting going. But if you have the time, I invite you to turn it into more of a ritual. Maybe you brew a cup of herbal tea, maybe you light a candle, anything that makes the time feel extra special for you. So there you have it. Today's finished daily doodle. Now it's time to color in my tracking star. Which I am doing with marker every day. Easy, one last decision to make. And now I will show you the other samples that I made. So this is the monthly spread, all in greens and golds. And then this is the week at a glance sample in blues and silver. So you'll notice, because we have a bigger space here today, I made the scallops bigger, and then I drew some of them coming up from the bottom and then some of them coming down from the top, and then left a gap, which I then colored in with a dark shade of blue to create kind of the illusion of some depth, and then did the silver dots and then silver lines over there. So hopefully that gives you inspiration to doodle your page today. Thank you for doodling with me today. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow for some relaxing, fun, and calm during this busy holiday season.